Part 2. Hi, everybody. Come on in. You can come on in. Yes, you can. Yeah. Okay, let me turn this thing around. So then, wait, hold on. Okay. So then I need to do this, and then this, and then I should be okay. Let me just check what's going on here. Hi, everybody. I am live right now, and I'm doing something different in order to make sure that this isn't turned around like it was last time. But come on in. Yes! Come on in, everybody. 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 Yeah. Anyway, wow, Professor O'Neill. Hi, Forever A. Jamal. Hey. Wonderful to see you guys. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to see you. I can't see you. It's wonderful to be with you all tonight, again, for Understanding B7. We're going to do some amazing, amazing things tonight. And as everybody pours in, I just want to encourage you to catch up on last week's live. What we did last week is we talked about Saving All My Love. What we're doing, oh Lord, is we're going through track by track on B7 to understand what's going on in the music, what's going on in Brandy's head, what's going on in the songwriters and the production's head. And I am so excited to be with you all tonight. Thank God I have my board that is facing the right way, so I don't have to be writing backwards like I was last time. In fact, I need to grab some markers because we're going to be doing the same thing tonight. And today we're going to be talking about Unconditional Oceans, the second track off of B7. Now, I enjoy B7. I absolutely enjoy B7. Like I said last week, it was slow cooked. We had 8 years to get some amazing vocals and some amazing arrangements from Brandy. And yeah. Oh wait, did I introduce myself? Anyway, maybe I should. Very quickly, I'm O'Neill Gerald. Hi, everybody. Hi, Vocal Bible University. And I am a music educator. I am a vocal coach. And tonight I'm going to be talking about Understanding B7. So that's just my little intro. But Unconditional Oceans is the second track off of B7. And I firmly, I already loved the song, but then as I started to listen to it, for preparing for tonight, and looking over the lyrics, I realized how happy the song actually, how happy the song actually is. It's so wonderful to hear Brandy singing out of a place of joy and out of a place of happiness, and just hearing her wanting to go into the depths of life that transcend a lot of what pop and R&B is about right now, which is like, love and heartbreak and all of those different stuff. And she does talk about those things on Understanding B7, but we hear it in a wonderful voice. But Unconditional Oceans is actually probably very much aside from that, from those themes. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I'm just like, yo, this is going to be awesome. Let me shout out a few people that are on so far. Hey, Gabriel King. Yeah, definitely. It was slow cooked. Hey, Billy Neroche. Forever Jaden. I remember you. Hey, guys. I'm so glad. If you haven't already, share this video with someone else that loves Brandy and loved B7, and we're going to have a wonderful time. And pay attention to the link in my personal bio at O'Neill Gerald, because there are some links that are there that I'm going to refer to tonight. So if you want to get in touch with me, etc., so forth afterwards, we can get to it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the themes of Unconditional Oceans. One of the biggest things that I was getting in the comments is that people really wanted to hear about the lyrics. So I wanted to take some time before we get into the musical aspect to talk about the themes of Unconditional Oceans. And I kind of have it written on my board right here. I'm going to see if I can open this at the same time. But on my board here, I have a few words here, and I have some things that we're going to get into later. But I put what I felt were the themes of Unconditional Oceans. Can you guys see me? Yeah, you can see me. And that was divine rescue and divine sustenance. Now, I didn't even check if sustenance was the right word. Let me just look that up and define it, because I just want to make sure that I am not using the wrong word. Okay, yeah, okay, strength, okay, maintaining someone in, okay, yeah, okay, sweet. So, and I actually spelt it wrong. There's actually an E. But divine rescue and divine sustenance are what I deduce to be the themes of Unconditional Oceans. Now, what I mean by divine rescue and divine sustenance is a lot about what Brandy has been really digging into over the last, over the last little while. I would have to ask her personally, but we know that Brandy's been on this this quest for the divine, in understanding who God is, and just understanding that for herself. And Unconditional Oceans is a joyful celebration of divine rescue and divine sustenance. Now, someone is, or rather, Brandy is in this song talking about or using the analogy of an ocean to describe the ups and downs of life, to also talk about the storm that she feels within and without. She briefly mentions maybe I should just go straight to the lyrics, but there are a lot of things she mentions. She mentions suicide, she mentions distractions, she mentions brokenness and being restored. And in the midst of talking about spirituality, she talks about this concept of being of floating. In the chorus, we get there's just something about you that keeps me floating, and because even that just brings a smile to my face, because in the midst of the cares of life, in the midst of everything that she's going through, she's talking about being divinely sustained, and in the midst of that, continuing to do the dance of this relationship that she's discovered. And that's the celebration. And this song is a celebration of that relationship that she's discovered and is discovering. And so that's just something to keep in mind in terms of the themes of Unconditional Oceans. But if you and now, kind of segueing into the musical aspect of Unconditional Oceans, when I first heard Unconditional Oceans, I was and probably all of B7, I was trying to understand what on earth is going on rhythmically, what is going on harmonically, what are all the things that are happening that are creating this sound. And for me, even as a musician, I had to find myself, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and so forth, and just try and get my bearings. And for a lot of you that might have had the same experience, I wanted to dedicate tonight to you, and I wanted to take some time to just kind of teach us how to understand music on how to understand music on a harmonic level and on a level of meter. And I wanted to talk about meter and harmonies tonight in the context of Unconditional Oceans. Now, when I was looking at the YouTube comments for Unconditional Oceans, a big thing that I was seeing a lot of people talk about was that snare that is in there. I'll kind of play a little bit of it for you. Whoa. Okay. All right. Why don't I play it from the beginning? And again, this is slowed down, so I'm not going to be able to. So for the sake of copyright, it's slowed down. See that snare? Yeah, okay. Love it. Okay, now, and one thing I should say, and I should have prefaced at the beginning of all of this, is the fact that a lot of the whatchamacallits, The themes that I come to, don't take them as this is what it is, because I don't know, I haven't spoken to Brandy about this personally, but this is what I'm deducing from the lyrics and what I'm deducing from the music. So feel free to take your own little dive and understand it for yourself, but I'm gonna kind of give what I'm getting from this. Now, if we were to talk about music, first of all, and breaking down music for the sake of understanding the theory and understanding the different things that are making up what is going on, I wanted to use a little analogy to kind of help us out. And if you look on the board, just right over here, I think I'm going to write it a little bit bigger than I did have it, and my eraser seems to be in a place that is not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase this here. And I want to just talk about water. So if you're a chemistry major or if you're a biology major, I want you to kind of put your hand up in the comments. But when we're talking about music, it's a lot like chemistry in that in chemistry, and I promise I'm not gonna, this is going somewhere, but in music there are different elements. Just like in chemistry, there's hydrogen, there's oxygen, there is phosphorus. I'm just kind of trying to pull out grade 10 chemistry out of my brain right now. But music is a lot like a molecule in that water is not simply water, but it's actually hydrogen, two hydrogen atoms. Anyway, sorry. It's hydrogen and it's oxygen, and those two experiences together are what create water, the water that we drink. I have the water bottle right over there, and it's the same way that that music works. We take harmony, we take meter, we take feel and groove, we take tone, we take runs and form, and all of these different aspects of music that combine to create a molecule, that create an experience. And that experience is what I want to talk to you about tonight. So again, trying to find my eraser, but it's okay. I wanted to talk to you guys about meter and harmony tonight. So meter, and I know I just kind of kept those there, but still trying to find my eraser. But I'm not gonna, whatever. A compound element, is that what it's actually called? Thanks so much, because I'm definitely a music major and I'm not. I liked biology, but I don't totally remember. But okay, let's talk about meter. Now, meter is basically the skeleton of music. Meter is how we understand music, or it's basically how we understand rhythm inside of music. So, if you were to count with me, we actually already know what meter is if we actually listen to music already, and if we sing or if we dance. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And whenever we want to understand music rhythmically, what we need to do is develop our own sense of meter, or our own awareness of that beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I kind of arranged it kind of here, and we're going to kind of talk a little bit about this, and then we're going to apply it to Unconditional Oceans. So I promise we're going somewhere. But when you have, first of all, let's see if I'm in the shot. I think I'm in the shot, and if I'm not, sorry guys. But when we talk about when we talk about beats, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 that is right here. We have, the macro or the larger picture, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to Unconditional Oceans and we're going to count together. I can't hear you, but I encourage you to actually count out loud. This is going to help you to actually really retain the information. Okay. So why don't we get this going here? And I'm gonna lead us, and we're all gonna count together. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So now that we've established the I guess what I'm calling the natural emphasis, which is, you know what? Let me not get. But now that we've established what the meter is, we know what the tempo is, we know where this is going rhythmically a little bit. Now we can actually break it down or rather zoom in to a smaller moment. Give me a moment. All right, so I should be back, and if I'm not, then I'm talking to air. But just give me a thumbs up if I'm back, just making sure that everything's okay. But now that we've talked about the 1, 2, 3, 4, the bigger picture of meter, now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in to whatchamacallit. We're gonna zoom into a smaller part of the skeleton, which is the ands. And if you already know music, you can actually call this the quarter notes, and then this smaller piece is what we're gonna call the eighth notes. So okay, perfect. Thumbs up. We're back. Awesome. So we got strong, or we got 1, 2, 3, 4. But then also now in this smaller part we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're just gonna mark that by just saying and, okay? So just let's count in the air for a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're gonna introduce, or we're gonna bring in Unconditional Oceans, and we're gonna count with this again. Again, we're using this to understand the rhythm of the snare. Yeah. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and you can put a little dance on it. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, sweet. So again, this is helping us to develop our own inner sense of what is the natural emphasis that we give when we're counting, so that we can now start to understand what's happening in the music. Now, one more zooming in view that we're going to take, and we're going to zoom in a little bit more, is the 16th notes. So I marked it in the blue right over here. And the way we're going to count this, it's a little bit harder, so you might just have to listen to me. But we're just going to call these E and A. So it's going to be 1 E and A. So we got 1 and 2 and. Now we have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a. Let's put it in Unconditional Oceans now. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E, a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E. Okay, so now that we've broken it down to the 16th note level, we basically have what we need in order to understand in order to understand the, in order to understand the meter. So now, and also to understand the snare. So now, what I've done here is I've marked where the snare is in our counting. Because now that we have our internal meter established, and our own where the natural emphasis of the meter is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can now find where the snare is in that part. So oh wow, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so we have established where the snare is in the meter. So what I've done is I've slowed down Unconditional Oceans, and now I'm going to I'm going to get to. Perfect. So now we're going to slow down Unconditional Oceans, and then. We're gonna hear this snare going on, okay? Okay, so hopefully you guys are comprehending this. I can't actually see the comments live time, but hopefully you guys are with me. If you guys are with me and you guys are understanding, give me a thumbs up. If you're not, let me know as well, and I'll kind of take a little bit more time. So, now, so you hear that snare that's going on, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count it, and this is going to help. Now, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a... Now, so we got 1E and a pop, 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 pop. And then actually what I forgot to add is that in the verses, every other bar, we get another snare that's on the top, right? So this is gonna help us to, again, to understand the package that the melody is going to be given to us in. So let's hear it again. Pop, 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 pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? All right, now let's go a little bit deeper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the regular tempo, or rather the regular slow tempo for the sake of copyright. And we're going to do this together, okay? All right. Okay? Pop, 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 pop. Okay, great. All right, now. Okay, so now that we've established the natural emphasis of the meter, and we've also discovered where the snare is, we now have a little bit more of an understanding of the rhythm. And now that we have more of an understanding of the rhythm, I wanted to move to the harmony that is given by the music now. Unconditional Oceans is a little bit hard to understand, only because all the information that we're looking for in terms of harmony is not being fed to us. The reason why we have to break it down like this to understand is because the normal listener that's not listening to the music like this naturally has to be able to engage their ear and their brain to be able to understand this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this now. We did it with meter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do it with harmony. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to analyze the melody of the verse. All right, here we go. And now we're going to start to get into harmony and what Brandy's doing that is telling us what the harmony is doing. All right? Again, I really hope that you guys are getting this. I'm not able to see the comments. And yes, this recording is going to be saved. So now, okay, so now, oh man, I erased it quickly. Oh, okay. Because there was actually something else I wanted to tell you about it. Let me do it really quick. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. In order to understand the timing of Brandy's singing in the verse, before we even get to the melody, let's listen to how it fits in the meter. The 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... I'm just going to kind of draw it here. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what's Brandy singing? Brandy's singing... distraction. I don't even really know the lyrics on this song, so I'm just gonna sing the melody. Okay, da 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 da. Right? And so if we again slow it down, we're able to hear that actually Brandy is hitting 1, 2, and right. She's actually hitting the andas. So if we were to say 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E, Brandy is actually on distraction curves, change my view, right? So let's count it again, right? Okay, so let's do this again. All right. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ba 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 ba. Right? All right. Now let's go back to the top and let's listen to that again at the regular speed. Again, it's slowed down for the sake of copyright. All right. And let me distraction cause I took a turn to change my view. Now, for those that are looking for last week's live in terms of saving all my love, I'm just kind of seeing it now. It's actually saved on Forever Brandy 101's page. So if you go to the IGTV for this page that you're watching the live on, it's there. It's also on my YouTube channel. And this is actually a really good segue to the Understanding B7 package that actually is a link in my bio. If you go to the link in my bio, you're going to see some links that are there that I want you to actually look at, and one of them actually has to do with my Brandy videos that I've done, because I've talked about Brandy for years because I really liked her, and so you're gonna get some more of me talking about Brandy, definitely in a smaller package, because this is like I would need lots of time to do this stuff, but I think you would still very much enjoy that. So let's get back to it. Now what we're going to do is, I already talked about distraction curve, I took a turn to change my view, and the timing that's there. Now, let's now look at the melody. And the melody is hard to detect, or rather the harmony is hard to detect because we're not being given that much information. So let's search the song first. So let's search the song. How should I do that first? No, yeah, actually I am. Sorry. Let's listen to the beginning, because the beginning is actually giving us a lot more information than you would think. This wonderful pad, shout out to DJ Camper, LaShawn Daniels, everyone else that wrote this song. Okay, right. So the notes that I want you to listen to are right here. So we got, oh wow, that sounds funky, but it's not a piano. Forgive me as I just take some time. There we go. Okay, so if we were to break down that chord, that's actually a B minor 7 that's in its last inversion. You probably don't know what that is, but that's okay. But it's actually giving us the information that is going to come back when we listen to that bass that comes up in the first verse. And I'm trying to go through as quickly as I can so that we can actually get to some wonderful things that are happening. Right? Okay? The next one is actually C sharp minor chord in first inversion. So we got that, and then we got, okay? And then we actually get a nice little sus, E major sus, sus 2? Yeah, sus 2. So those are the three chords that are being played. If you don't understand what's going on, it's going to make a little bit more sense in just a little bit. I just need to establish this, okay? So, okay? Oh, am I playing that right? Right? And actually the sus comes on that last chord. But the reason why this is important is because when we get into distraction curves, I took a turn and changed my view. What we're getting is actually the melody is telling us a little bit more about what just happened in that intro. So let's actually break down that melody that's right there, because that's really the makeup of a lot of the verses. Okay, so. Okay, so to do it in actual time is a little bit too quick, so I'm going to take a little bit more time. So, and thanks to everybody for helping me with the lyrics. Distraction curves, I took a turn. Oh, do I have enough space? I took a turn and changed my view. Let me try this again. Okay. Distraction curves. I took a turn and changed my view. Okay, awesome. So now, let's. I'm gonna mark the notes that are here. If you're a musician, this is gonna be great for you. So we got 2 F sharps. And then we have a little bit of a downward inflection. Distraction curves. I took, and then she skips a note down. A turn and changed my view. Now, one thing that's wonderful about distraction curves. The wonderful thing about Unconditional Oceans is the fact that Brandy is in the pocket. Okay, if you know Brandy, we know Brandy. You're on this page, so if you listen to her singing, she's usually doing like some ad-libbing, some really well-planned ad-libbing, etc., so forth. And it's just some great stuff that's happening. But for Unconditional Oceans, I'm hearing Brandy stay very much to the book. And what I mean by that is that she's doing this melody, and we're not getting a lot of embellishments. We're not getting a lot of decoration. We're not getting a lot of runs, and because it's so complex. Okay, so now that we have the notes here, I'm just gonna even and I love Brandy's tone on this particular line, because we get the trademark air that's on her tone. Change my view. Okay, so we get this air that's on her tone, and it's just very pulled back. Distraction curves. I took a turn and changed my view. I love it. Okay, so now, if we're going to understand the harmony, again, we need to look at what's happening in this melody. Okay, am I going to do that as well? You know what, I went this direction, so I'm going to stay here. So, when we look at that chord that's at the beginning, I told you that it was a B minor 7 chord. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more technical. It's actually not a B minor 7 chord. It's actually more of a G sus2. And this is the upper extension, but we're going to just ignore that. I'll just kind of keep that there. So it doesn't get all convoluted. Now, if you look at the notes that are in a B minor 7 chord, right? And now we're going to put it in the inversion that's there. Okay? We have A, we have B, we have D, and we have F sharp. Okay, so all this is going to be is just a game of matching. So if you look at this F sharp here, that F sharp is actually right here in the melody, right? So we're getting a match. And when we get a match like that, we're closer to understanding we're closer to understanding the harmony. Distraction curves, right? And yeah, distraction curves. And if we get to this D, again, right? If we're splitting up by chord progression, that D is also there. So now this chord is actually what we're hearing over, you know what? Let me actually talk about the next chord so that when I play it, it will make more sense. Distraction turn, I took a turn. And right here, we're actually dealing with a D major 7 chord. Yeah. And we got D, we got F sharp, we got A, and we got C sharp. Now, the C sharp, again, that C sharp is right here. Boom, it's right there. Wait, hold on, sorry. Sorry, it's not a D major. It's A major. And this is kind of, I'm trying to, I hope you guys are really following this. I didn't expect to get into all of this. But if you look at A, okay, let me just make this a little bit easier. In that particular chord, there is A, there is C sharp, there is E, and there is a G sharp. Now, again, C sharp is here, A is here. So again, we're understanding the harmony from that one chord that was at the beginning. Okay, now. Okay. Okay, so now, and for those of you that are lost, I'm just seeing kind of some of the comments. I'm gonna help you out right now. So, if we were to take the information that we got from the chords at the beginning, and I'm kind of skipping ahead from where I was, but we start to get a little bit of the harmony that's here. So I made a little pad to kind of help us out. And I'll kind of play along. Okay, sounds pretty, right? But when you put it on what Brandy's doing, right? Right? Okay, so now, so I hope that kind of makes sense for your ears. All of this information is already in the music, and it's wonderful that that already was put there. Isn't it wonderful? Okay, let's do it. Let's listen to it one more time. Okay, and that's what all of this was leading to. Yeah, okay, so let me just take a look at the comments just a little bit. Okay, it seems like you guys... Okay, cool. And the reason why the chords kind of feel soothing and the reason why you feel them is because all of that information is already in Brandy's vocal, and it's also in the synthesizer that's already there. Now, again, I didn't expect to... Yeah, it's been a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip to some of the runs that are there, because that's kind of what we are paying attention, what we like the most. If there's anything that you guys, I guess if there's any questions or anything like that, maybe you guys can like put them in the comments, and I'll try to to pay attention to them, because now I'm trying to just make sure that everything stays right side up. But I'm going to just pull up a few of the runs, and I wanted to kind of talk through Brandy's Brandy's tone, the choices. Again, Brandy's in the pocket, so we're not really getting a lot of flourishes and stuff like that. But let's go. So I have some time markings here, and we're going to talk through a little bit of what Brandy's doing vocally. And I have to pull up Unconditional Oceans because I'm using a slowed down version. And that's probably a good segue. So there's two things I wanted to actually bring to your attention as well. I wanted to first bring you to attention to my webinar, a seminar that is on the web. So it's a webinar. If you want to learn a little bit more from me, in a more, I guess, vocal context. I know that this week was a little bit more about music theory. Let's see how it goes, and we'll see if we can, tailor understanding B7 as we go along. But if you want to learn a little bit more from me about singing, I have a webinar called The 5 Mistakes That Singers Make. The 5 mistakes that singers make that keep them from singing their best and how to overcome them. And that's actually in my Understanding B7 package in my profile. So if you go to my profile, it's tagged at the bottom. You're going to be able to hear, me talking about some mistakes that singers are making that keep them from singing their best. And if you want to sing your best, there's a free, absolutely free webinar that's there for you. The second thing that I actually wanted to pay attention to is the fact that we are breaking down Black music. And at this time in our world, we all know that Black people are, or rather, the oppression of Black people is finally getting the spotlight that it's deserved to have in terms of awareness. And for all of you that are enjoying this, I have no idea how much you guys are enjoying it. But for those of you that are and would want to give to me, because people have the Cash App up, etc. and so forth. Instead of giving to me, I would like you to actually go to my Understanding B7 package in my profile, and I want you to go to the Elijah McClain GoFundMe that's supporting his family, his mom, and actually justice that's actually happening. Because what we're doing right here, I know it feels like a lot in terms of like music theory, etc., so forth. But what we're doing, especially for me, who's gone to school for music, what we're doing is we're giving Black genres and we're giving Black music the dignity that it deserves. I know in my own findings, I found that Black music has been undercut in terms of academic prestige, in terms of people actually looking at it and saying, hey, Black music is deserving of dignity. And whether it be in terms of finding research and things like that, people are starting to write about Black music, but I think that there's more that we can do. And I think that what we're doing right now is we're uplifting the Black identity, and we're telling people that Black lives matter. So what I would like you to do is go to my Understanding B7 package in my profile. And what I want you to do is actually donate to the Elijah McClain fund that's there to support his mom, and just and also the justice for Black lives, because Black lives do matter. Okay, so let's get into some of these runs, okay, guys? I kind of paused. I was supposed to kind of distract you, but I didn't end up doing that. But let's kind of let's look into a little bit of these things that are happening. And shout out to LaShawn Daniels, who actually also wrote on this, who produced and wrote on this song, to Brandy and Alonzo Smalls, along with DJ Camper, and just the wonderful, what is that? Anyway, just a few of the, oh, it's the YouTube ad. But yeah, those people just did some wonderful, amazing things on B7. And so as we get into some of these runs, let's just remember that, it took a team to do this. And I'm so glad that Brandy's sound is now being heard for what it's supposed to be. Okay, so now the first one I wanted to talk about, and it's these runs, again, because we're in the pocket, they're not really super complex in terms of their makeup. But there's a lot of nuances that Brandy gives that we all enjoy and that I wanted to kind of talk about. Now, let me look at some of the comments. Yeah, R.I.P. Big Shiz. Yeah. Great. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, everybody, for stopping by. I'm really happy about all of this. This is just... I'm so glad I get to celebrate Brandy with you, because I'm a Brandy fan. Anyway, there are some wonderful things that are happening in this chorus. And what I wanted to do is talk about when she sings, in every way you love. Oh gosh. In every way you love. Okay, let's see if we can hear it. She sings it way better than I do. Yeah, okay. So let's listen to it a few more times and get that in. One more time for everybody. Okay, cool. So let's break it down here. So, in every way you love. I love that line. You are unconditional in every way you love. Oh my gosh, divine rescue. I love it. All right. In every way you love. 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 In just happens way faster. Way faster. Okay, so let's put some of the notes here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's listen to it just for the notes. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. In every way you love. I love Brandy. This is awesome. All right. So let's I'm gonna use blue, which if you have watched me on YouTube, I use the blue marker and I use the red marker to distinguish between chest voice and a chest dominant sound and a head dominant sound. We know it as chest voice and head voice. And so what I'm doing by using this blue marker is indicating the part of Brandy's voice that she's using the most in order to execute this run. So we got in every. Oh, why are these on different lines? Sorry, I'm just being nitpicky. Anyway, everywhere you love. Okay. Right. Okay, now I want to bring your attention to this note right here. And maybe if I put the lyrics here, it would help. In every way. Oh gosh, that looks terrible. In every way, in every way, you love of. Right? Okay. So, in every way, you love. Like the one thing I love about this note is that she lightens her tone and she gives a brand new sound to that. Oh, there's a question box? Ooh, there's a question box? Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm just learning that there's a question box. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna do this run and then I'm going to oh yeah, there's a glare from the light on the board. Oh no. Let me see if I can raise it just a little bit, guys. Just give me a moment. Alright, maybe I can kind of raise it just a little bit so there's not as much of a glare. Hopefully you guys are able to see that a little bit more. Yeah? Okay. Now, again, talking about this note, in every way, what Brandy does is she gives it a new color. There's lots of air on this tone. There is lots of, and there's, let me just check again. There's lots of air on it. Yeah, and it takes on a new character. I can't even totally break down exactly everything that she's doing in terms of her voice, but you can tell there's a new color. I'm gonna even highlight that in green. In every way you love, right? And then this wonderful run that's down here is just conventional. These notes, or rather this shape, is something you're always going to find in black music. The pentatonic scale. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of the scale because I talked about music theory a lot tonight. But you love, right? That shape. And part of the reason why Brandy just slaps it and just gets so quickly through it is because it's conventional knowledge. Like if you sing runs, those notes are going to be in your vocabulary, or rather that shape is going to be in your vocabulary. So let's get there, okay? All right. Here we go. Yes. Yeah. She's a monster. I love it. Token, that was crazy. I can't. Shout out to Token. Because Token is one of the people that that is a usual face for Forever Brandy 101. So shout out to you, Token. And I'm just so honored to have this experience and to actually be teaching, because I like teaching. This is wonderful. What I'll do is I'll do this next run, and then I'll check the question box for you guys, okay? So, because apparently there's a question box. I don't quite know how to do it. It's just my phone's flipped around because I don't want that to be reversed. But let's do another one. Okay, let's do Heaven's Sake. 128. Let's listen again. We should talk about that too, but anyway. Guys, for heaven's sake. Let's do that one more time. Oh. Like, and these are a little bit of those turns that we got a little bit in whatchamacallit, in what's it called? In Saving All My Love. But I'm gonna for distraction, curves, and no suicide. Ooh. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that. For okay, and then there's a little bit of a turn that's here. That's that little trill that we're hearing. Sake, sake. And to give you, okay, maybe I should actually, yeah, it kind of establishes it here, but this is a very small space on the keyboard. What I want to do, I don't know if she's actually going up to the note, so I'm just gonna leave it empty. But okay, and for those of you that are lost, I'm really I'm gonna save this. On Forever Brandy's page, and I'm also going to put it on my YouTube channel, so you guys are going to be able to watch this over and over and actually get what I'm talking about. For heaven's sake. Oh, yeah, cool. So let's... And then we get this little head voice moment. Let me just make sure. Let me just check. Yep. And that's what this switch is. It just like the other run that we were getting, except in a different way. I guess this seems like a theme for this particular song. Brandy is taking a particular concept and she's emphasizing it by singing it. First of all, it's being emphasized in the songwriting. If we were to sing it for normally. Though I contemplate for heaven's sake. That's what it would sound like if it were normal. But she kind of pauses on heaven. For heaven. So, whoa, that's not an F. Oh, gosh. Hopefully you guys are having fun. I'm having so much fun with you guys. For heaven's sake, heaven's sake. So that little trill that we're doing is a little turn. If there's like about, if you count where she's aiming for here, I didn't put the actual note because I'm not too sure if it's a G sharp. It could be a G sharp, but it feels a little bit more like a G, so I'm not gonna put it there. Heaven's sake, so that's what we're looking at. Okay, let's listen to it again. Okay, let's listen. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now I'm learning that there's a question box. So now I'm finally going to be in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around. Hi, everybody. Whoa, and that's my laptop. Okay, so let me look at this question box. Oh, sweet. I didn't know there's a question box. This is awesome. Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's answer some questions. Okay. I'm going to answer this particular question. How important is it for music artists to understand music theory in today's musical climate? It's funny. I probably know way more than somebody needs to know. And I don't say that to toot my own horn. I'm just a teacher. But I teach music so that it can be understood by someone who doesn't understand music theory. But if you are an artist and if you're somebody that is aspiring to be a musician, the more music theory you understand, the easier you will be able to express yourself creatively through songwriting, because you'll be able to speak the language of musicians. So if we're talking music artists, we're talking about musicians, and we're talking about, okay, I'm going to stop that. We're talking about musicians. We're talking about singers. And in order for a singer to be able to speak to her band. For example, if I was singing this song and I said, okay, and this sound keeps on changing. Let me just see if I can, yeah. So if I said, hey guys, I want to change one chord. I want to change one chord, guys. I want you to actually make it a C sharp minor 11. And you could tell the band, right? And you would change the chord right before your very eyes. So if there are certain things that you're hearing in your mind, the music theory is the language to be able to express that to a producer, to a musician, etc., so forth. So in understanding music theory, the more creativity you have. So I would say, especially in a world where people are becoming independent, just like Brandy did with this album, I say it's even more important for us to pursue musical competence so that we are able... sorry, there's a little bit of a beat that's playing anyway. To really be able to appeal to people that know a little bit more and have the key to us being able to express creatively. So if I don't know what chords are, if I don't know... but if I don't know what chords are, I can't express what I'm hearing in my mind. Does that make sense? Thanks for that question. Let's do some more questions. Now that I know that this is here, I'm definitely going to look at it a little bit more. Okay. Let me see this question. Do you think Brandy being so advanced musically works against her at times when it comes to commercial viability in today's market? I can't see the rest of your question, but I see basically what's going on there. Do you think Brandy being so advanced musically works against her at times when it comes to commercial viability? Absolutely! Today's music is dumb, guys. Today's music is dumb. I remember, should I do this on this page? No, I should not do that. But it does. It does. And it's no fault. And it's sad because, and just like I spoke about last week, because even in Saving All My Love, she kind of expresses this angst of being Whitney Houston's protege. The reason why it works against her is not because she is any less competent as a musician or because she is remedial. It's because now what makes money is dumber. And in order for her to actually make way more money doing what she loves, she would have to dumb down her sound. And when you are brilliant, you don't want to put your light under a bushel, so to speak. Like, what's the point of that? And I'm glad that even in B7, honestly, guys, I'm like, in me listening to this stuff, this is a brand new sound that we're getting. And just like Full Moon was iconic in terms of changing the makeup of what R&B sounds like, I feel like B7 is heading in that direction in terms of greatness, in terms of it being a marker for musical brilliance. So even though commercial viability is something that, even though commercial success is something that you don't have as much access to because today's music is dumber, the potential for impact and for legacy is that much more. So I appreciate, and I appreciate Brandy singing songs that are hard to sing. I'm like, yes, teach us. Let's go. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. Okay. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Exercises for vocal dexterity, suggestions. Lip trills. So the wonderful thing about lip trills is it gets your, and I'm going to do this very quickly, but it gets your voice to live in what's called the mask. It's kind of like this chamber that's behind your nose, where when we put our runs there, it not only sounds great, but it's easier to get us through that runs. And Brandy lives in the mask, and that's a fact that's given by Delisa Archer, a wonderful vocal coach and someone I highly respect. She said this in one of her videos, and I was just like, that's exactly it. Not only is Brandy's voice light, but she also lives in the mask, and so it helps her to get these runs out. So if I wanted to sing, yeah. So, and for me, I'm not like the greatest singer, but when I lift the sound and I'm not relying so much on my throat, I'm allowing the sound to bounce off of my breath support, I'm able to get a much freer sound. Okay. Do you guys want me to keep answering questions, or tell me what you guys want me to do? It's 10:02, but and we're probably winding down. But should I keep answering questions, or should I get into another one? Actually, you know what? There actually is another run that is, yeah, exactly. People were saying, okay, so 243 to 253. I'm going to see if I can do this. Wonder why you sent it to me if you were just gonna ruin. Okay, let me do this one more time. Wonder why you sent it to me if you were just gonna ruin it. Okay, so it's just, okay, so first of all, and I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. That pad in the beginning gives us freedom because there is no percussion to tell us where the rhythm is supposed to be. And if Brandy was doing this over a beat, excuse me, you would actually hear how free she actually is in her timing. And so we get a little bit of a swing that's there. Let me make sure I get the lyrics. I'm so sorry, guys. I take long to get lyrics. In terms of, I'm always listening for melodies first, and B7 was so cool to listen to. Wonder why you sent it to me if you were just gonna... Oh, wait. Wonder why you sent it to me. Right? There's a little bit of a pickup, of a swing that's in the timing. Oh, wonder why you sent it to me. Wonder ruin. And then upward. So if I were to quickly mark that, Okay. Upward. So this is kind of the shape that's here. Upward. And then we get an evolution of this idea. Upward. Upward. Right? And that could even be an exercise. Upward, right? Upward, 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 upward. Yeah, I love it. Okay, we're gonna need to do 2 songs in a week. I think so too. But yeah. Is there anything more that you guys want to talk about? I feel like I'm much more at the end. I know today was a lot more about music theory. But for those of you, but hopefully that moment where, you know, we're getting the chords under, oh, right. The camera's flipped. Sorry, guys. Okay, you know what? Let me, hold on. Am I able to flip the camera? Yeah. So that's what it looks like. Upward, upward. Yeah, that's that. Sorry about the flip, guys. Okay, let me just do this one more time. Okay, cool. So, I guess that's all for tonight. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be in your space. Thank you so much for powering through the music theory section and just for just being wonderful people. Remember to go to my Understanding B7 package. We're supporting the Black identity and uplifting the Black identity by and when I say uplift, I don't mean like, oh, we're gonna raise it high. It's just in a place and in a space where the Black identity has been remedial in a lot of people's in a lot of people's mental spaces. It's important for us to understand what true equality is, and it's time that we give Black art more dignity. So thank you guys so much. So go to that package, donate to Elijah McLean's GoFundMe, Black Lives Matter, and also go to my webinar if you want to hear from me a little bit more. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys next week, okay? All right, I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for staying.